troubled Lee Smyth, one of 3 men awaiting trial over the murder of West Belfast man Christopher Meli, was granted bail again yesterday by a senior judge, who warned any more breaches would result in an immediate return to custody. Lee Smyth was not present for the successful bail application at Belfast Crown Court. Despite objections from a Crown barrister, who listed numerous occasions that Smyth has either broken prison discipline while on remand or breached bail conditions, Mr. Justice Colton released the 21-year-old. Saying Smyth was obviously a very troubled young man, Mr. Justice Colton told his legal team, "I will give him one further chance. If he breaches these conditions, he will be returned to custody, and he won't get bail from me or any other judge." Smyth, who is originally from West Belfast, appeared in court with a number of co-accused last week, where he denied a charge of murdering 20-year-old Mr. Meli, and other offences alleged to have occurred on December 12, 2015. Prior to last week's arraignment, Smyth last appeared in court on January 7 when an application for bail was refused. This application was made after Smyth was arrested on suspicion of shoplifting on November 22, 2018, less than an hour after a judge agreed to relax his bail conditions to allow him to take up seasonal work. Smyth was arrested in Boots, was returned to custody and subsequently admitted the shoplifting charge at Belfast Magistrates Court, where he was handed a suspended sentence and remained in custody. Following the unsuccessful bid for bail last month, a fresh application was granted yesterday, despite objections. A Crown barrister highlighted Smyth's behavior on remand and on bail. The examples included Smyth being banned from the tuck shop at Hydebank YOC for 20 days after he was found with drugs, and other occasions, when he was disciplined in custody for attacking or fighting with other inmates. The barrister also told Mr. Justice Colton that when bailed to an address in Co-Antrim that cannot be reported, Smyth breached conditions time and again. These included a series of incidents at that address, failing to sign with police at the right time, breaching a no-alcohol ban and not adhering to his curfew. Pointing out the serious charges Smyth faces at trial later this year, the prosecuting barrister told the court the concerns the Crown had were obvious. He said, "He is not a child. He should be of sufficient maturity to understand the need to comply with bail conditions. He faces a very serious charge and there are real concerns he simply will not comply with bail conditions. There is also a high likelihood of reoffending, as he has demonstrated." Smyth's barrister Tom McCreener spoke of the very considerable time his client has spent in custody, around 2 years, since his arrest for murder. Telling the court Smyth spent his late teenage years in and out of custody, or on bail at an address where he feels isolated from his family. Mr. McCreener said Smyth found his time in custody difficult, accepting that Smyth's attitude to bail in the past had sometimes been tardy and slipshod. His barrister urged the judge to grant bail ahead of this September's trial. After listening to arguments from both the Crown and defense, Mr. Justice Colton said, "I will, with reservation, grant bail." He imposed numerous conditions, including a 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew, a ban on drink and non-prescribed drugs, reporting to police 4 times a week, and no contact with anyone involved in the pending trial. Belfast Telegraph.